The people or the attitudes or the beliefs that we have that see us as broken, unworthy, unlovable, unusable, those don't get to speak over us when we have a Father who says, I see you in Christ and I've poured out my Spirit upon you. And because of that, you can receive what I have for you as a son and as a daughter. And no one that sees you as less, nobody that wants to remind you of your failure, nobody that wants to say you're unworthy or unlovable or unusable, they do not get to determine your worthiness to receive your inheritance. Your worthiness to receive this inheritance is because of the completed work of Jesus and nothing else. And so Jesus determines our worthiness to be able to receive and use and stand in this inheritance and in the unique calls and purposes that exist on our life. So the question is, for you specifically this morning, what is disqualifying you from rising up and releasing your kingdom inheritance? What is keeping you from impacting the world around you as a life fully alive in Jesus with a good Father and all of heaven behind you? And I believe that the answer to that question is true for every single one of us. The answer to that question of what is disqualifying us, or what is telling us, or what is keeping us from rising up and releasing our kingdom inheritance is that circumstances and conditioning and trauma and self-doubt and comparison and competition and learned programming that we have been wired into us, and these false expectations we have, all of these things, our enemy is using all of these things to work diligently to program us, to program our minds and our hearts to feel unworthy of accessing what is already ours. He cannot touch your inheritance, but he can lie to you about your ability and your worthiness to access it and to live in it. And so his only attack against you, it starts with intimacy and it starts with identity. And if we can get those two things at the core of our hearts, we will be able to rise against any lie that says you're not worthy, you're not good enough, you're too young, you're too old, you have failed, you have this, you have that, this story, this story, this story. Who sets the narrative of your life? Because if the Father sets the narrative of your life, he will say, you are my son, you are my daughter, whom I love. I am pleased with you. And you can access me and my grace and my mercy whenever you need it. As a son, as a daughter, run to me and receive. Yet life and stories and narratives come against us. The enemy uses them over and over and over to say, you're worthless. You've screwed up. You've got too much whatever in your past. And we allow that lie to determine our ability to access what is fully ours. Run away from anything, anyone, any church that is telling you that something that Jesus has made fully available to you is not fully available to you unless you jump through certain hoops and check certain boxes. Do not let anyone take what Jesus has done for you to be available to you right now and move it into the future based on some sort of performance metric that you have to follow. The performance metric that we have to follow is full surrender to the Spirit of the living God that would meet with us every day and say, I am here to let you know that you are a son and a daughter, that you are loved, and that my presence is transforming you every day into Christ likeness. We are not defined by or determined by how well we carry, work, live, and release our inheritance. The only thing that we have as a metric is that we are following Jesus, and in following Jesus, we are becoming more like him every day. Your lists are not going to get you there. Your religion is not going to get you there. Going to church every Sunday for your entire life might even get you further from getting there. The presence of the living God that is your inheritance through Jesus' completed work, and surrendering and submitting to it and living a lifestyle of presence and encounter and desire for him is what is going to cause us to be transformed into Christ likeness. Nothing else. There is no human effort that can make you more like Jesus. But it is that surrender to him that allows us to carry and release this inheritance powerfully.